more and make more money in the store. So great, great, great stuff. Finally, navigation in the store is much easier. No, you can go ahead. That's fine. Navigation is much easier from anywhere in the store. I could just drop down the app bar, tap on any section, and go right where I want to be. So again, you can see the lists exploded here at the store. All of this is designed to make it easier to sell your apps and to make more money. So now what I want to do is I want to talk about the desktop for a minute. So we love the millions of desktop apps that are out there, and we're absolutely committed to continuing to support them. In fact, we've done work in 8.1 to make them work even better on modern PCs. And I'm going to show you an example of that with multi-mon support. What I have here is a Surface Pro, and it's connected into this external monitor. Now, the Surface Pro has a really high DPI screen, whereas this 25-inch monitor running a 1080 resolution is actually relatively low DPI. Now, in the past, Windows has always used one scaling factor for all your monitors, regardless of their DPI. It basically picks the scaling factor of the primary monitor, and then that's what it uses for all your monitors. And 8.1 now allows each monitor to have its own scaling factor, so you actually get the most use out of the space available to you on your external monitor. So watch what happens here. I'm going to start dragging Visual Studio over, and you can see as it peeks into here, it's scaled really, really highly because it's got the scaling factor from my primary monitor here on the Surface. But as I keep going, watch what happens. See how it just scaled down? And now look at all the usage I get of the space on this giant monitor. How cool is that? I can do this if I'm a Lightroom user, for example. I can just do the same thing here. I bring it over, boom, look at all that space I have. I'm showing you Lightroom because I just want to show you that these apps didn't have to be modified at all for this to happen. Windows just takes care of doing the work for you. And these are just nice touches that allow your existing desktop app investments to just keep being great with modern hardware. Now I want to talk about graphics and games. This is where this gets really fun. We continue to innovate in DirectX to make Windows the best gaming platform out there for both casual and AAA games. Now I want to show you something that we've been working on with NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel. It's something called tiled resources. Now the best way to explain this is actually with a demo. So what you're seeing right now is a model of the planet Mars. Now this is actually pretty cool. It uses about 3 gigs of data, and this is actually a fairly accurate model. What this does, the data actually comes from the Mars Global Surveyor mission, sort of orbited, satellite that orbited Mars for a couple of years and used a laser altimeter to build up a really, really detailed model of the topography of the planet. And that's the data we're using here. Now the cool thing, if you wanted to build this app, this is just a model of the planet, and I want to be able to zoom in and look around at it. What you would do is you would load all of this data into your graphics card and let the graphics card actually do the hard work of rendering the images. But the problem is it's 3 gigs of data, and I don't have that much memory on my graphics card. So what happens typically is what you would do is you'd sort of downsample the detail so that you can use the memory on the graphics card. And what happens is as I zoom in, you'll see that actually, as I get closer here, you'll see that it gets a little bit fuzzy. Let's keep going in here just so you can see it. See, as I get closer, it's kind of fuzzy. There we go. So now this is where tiled resources help. So tiled resources give you a programmable hardware page table for graphics memory. So what this is going to do is it's basically dynamically swapping the parts of the data I need into my graphics card to render the scene that I'm actually looking at. So let's flip that on and you'll see the difference here. Look at that. Now look at the difference in detail here, and here the cool thing is, this is actually, we made this demo restricted it to only using 16 megs of memory on that graphics card. Now, it's pretty cool, but obviously the motivation for doing this, for doing something like this, is to actually let you make games with really unprecedented amounts of detail. So let's have a look at another demo here. What you're going to see here, so this is a demo that's built by a company called Graphine. They're out of Belgium. They're a games middleware company. And this is running on an NVIDIA GTX 770 card. So this is a good graphics card. It's one that you can go buy today at the store. It's easily available. And here, tiled resources are being used to render these 2 gliders. There's another one here that's flying around this one, flying over this absolutely beautiful, detailed coast.